guys, welcome back to Science Saturdays. I am your host Kevin with the City of El Cajon Rec Department, and for today's experiment we are actually going to be doing the egg drop challenge. Okay, so you need 4 basic household items to be able to do this. You guys can challenge your family and friends and see who does it the best. Alright, so to begin with, what we're going to be going over to kind of understand the sciencey nature of this experiment is the term inertia. Okay, inertia is this whole overarching theme that we're going to have for this experiment. So, inertia describes an object in terms of how much energy is needed to be able to move it or stop it from moving. Okay, so the heavier the object, the bigger the object, say like a human being like me, the higher inertia is going to have. But if you have a small thing, a small object like a paper plate like this, that's super lightweight, that's going to have low inertia because it's lightweight, small object, and it's really easy to move. Okay, so the bigger the object, typically the higher the inertia. Smaller the object, lower the inertia it is. Okay, so I gave you guys an example of visual here. A feather, super lightweight, easily movable, has low inertia. Okay, and then you have here a big giant 1-ton weight. That's going to have high inertia because it takes a lot of energy to be able to move that object. Okay, a lot of strength to be able to move a 1-ton weight in comparison to a feather. Okay, so before we get to the science part of this experiment, we're going to talk about the materials that you need to be able to do this challenge. So the first thing that you guys are going to need, considering the name of the challenge, is an egg. You need an egg, just a regular egg. Okay. And you guys can get that anywhere from any grocery store. And then the next thing that you're going to need is a small tray or a paper plate. Okay, paper plate right here. You typically, preferably, you want a heavier plate. Okay, we tried using these smaller, more lightweight paper plates, and we had a tough time doing the challenge. So if you can find a heavier paper plate that has a nice flat surface, that's the key, is you need a plate that has a flat bottom so you can set it down onto the cup like this. Okay. The next thing you need is a paper roll or a toilet paper roll, just like this. You guys can get a paper towel roll for a bigger experiment. For this one we're using a toilet paper roll, just like this. Okay. And then the last thing you need is a cup of water. Okay, so a plastic cup. Right now we're using a glass cup, which is actually harder to do because if the egg doesn't fall directly into the cup, the egg will actually crack. So preferably like a plastic cup like this will work, or even a cup like this kind of will work as well. A nice cardboard style kind of cup like this. Okay. All right. So let's get into the sciencey part of this before we actually do the challenges ourselves. We're going to do 2 challenges, one with the smaller objects and then one with this bigger guy over here that we're going to save for last. So the sciencey part of this, okay, which we're tying back to inertia, is in this experiment, the tray right here and the tube are very lightweight, right? So they have very low inertia, okay? It takes little energy to be able to move these guys. So when we put them on our plate or on our cup like this, and then we set down the egg, okay, it's super easy to be able to move the paper plate and the paper roll because they're lightweight, while the egg and the cup here both have higher inertia because they are both heavier in weight and bigger in size, especially for the cup. Okay, so for example in this, when you hit the paper plate, okay, the paper plate's going to go flying, the paper roll is going to go flying because they both have low inertia when you hit the paper plate, okay, but because the egg has high inertia, okay, it's going to stay in place and it's actually just going to drop straight into the cup, hopefully. That's what we're hoping for. So we're hoping for a straight drop into the cup while these things go flying off, okay. Alright, so let's get started with our challenge. What we're going to be doing is we're going to do the first smaller guy here. So this experiment can get actually kind of messy, this challenge can get messy, so I would actually, if you guys could, do it outside. I can do it outside because I'm in my studio here, but if you guys can go outside and do it, easier to manage the mess that you could potentially make with eggs or the water splashing everywhere. Okay, so to get started, all you gotta do is fill a cup, just like this. You can fill it, you don't want to fill it extremely full because the higher you fill it, the more water is gonna splash, okay? So just about halfway, 3/4 is just enough that you need, okay? The next thing you need is to put the paper plate, the flat bottom edge, on top of the plate. You want to put it nice and center in there. You can kind of look down to see exactly kind of where it's at, just like that, okay? Next thing you need is the roll itself, okay? The roll you want to put exactly above the cup, okay? If you put it off to the side on the paper plate, it's not going to work. You want to put it right in the middle, so that's over the cup, just like that, okay? Alright, and then the very last thing you need is the egg. The egg you need to put onto the toilet paper roll, okay? The key is to not put it vertically like this, because then the egg will just go straight through the paper towel roll. You want to put it horizontally so it balances on there, okay? Alright, so the last step before actually doing the challenge that we're going to do right now is you want to check to see if it's directly under, if the cup is directly underneath the egg. And in this circumstance, it is. I'm going to adjust it just a little bit, okay? Alright, so the key to this challenge is to be able to hit the plate, okay, without hitting the cup, okay? You want to just gently hit it, stop your hand from hitting the cup, and then these two guys will fly and hopefully the egg will drop straight into the cup. It's basic physics because these two objects have high inertia, these have low inertia, so according to physics, these two guys should go flying while the egg drops straight into the cup, hopefully. Okay? Alright, so let's try it, and then we're going to move on to the big guy if we're successful here. Okay? So remember, just a nice easy push, and see if I can do it. Alright, you want to have an open palm, you don't want to like punch it or like hit it with the side of your hand. You want to have a nice open palm and hit the plate nice and straightforward. Okay? Alright. 3, 2, 1, boom. Alright, the paper plate, paper roll went flying, eggs drop straight into the cup. And the egg looks not cracked, it's perfect actually. No breaks into it. Looks great. Alright. So, we were successful in that challenge. Now what we're going to do is we're going to step up our game and we're going to do the bigger challenge and see if we can do it. Alright, so I'm using, in this experiment, a big flower vase like this that you may or may not have home. Some people have these kind of big vases here. You could find another bigger object like a bigger size cup or drum, kind of water drum you could use. And then we have a frisbee. Nice flat bottom, that's the key to this, okay? And then we have the paper towel roll, longer roll so it's higher height. And then remember the egg we're going to put on top. Are we going to put it vertically? No, we're going to put it horizontally onto the paper towel roll, okay? Alright, so before you really get started and do the challenge, okay, you want to make sure that it is directly in the middle of your cup, in my circumstance a vase, okay? Alright, let's see if we can do this. I actually haven't attempted this one. I attempted the smaller guy before. I haven't attempted the bigger one, so we'll see if it works. Hopefully it does. Remember the frisbee and the toilet paper roll, the paper towel roll have lower inertia, so those should go flying while the egg drops straight into the vase. We'll see how it goes, alright? So, 3, 2, 1, boom! Egg drops into the vase. We did it successfully. And no cracks. Wow, no cracks to the egg at all. Went straight down in. Perfect. Alright, so there's your egg drop challenge, guys. We did it twice with success. See if you guys can do it at home. Challenge your family, your friends. See if they can do it on the first try. We had a friend of ours at the rec department, another rec staff try to do it and they broke their egg. So if you guys can do it without breaking the egg, kudos to you, that's good to you. We did it here twice just to show you guys two different examples, a smaller version, bigger version. Remember, try to challenge your family or friends, see if they can do it too. And then if you guys want to, post a video of it. Tag us on our Instagram here at El Cajon Rec. post a video, post a picture of your guys' success or maybe failures and see who won your challenge there. And then if you guys also want to, you can check out our other videos here and our other sciencey videos and other variety videos that we have offering you guys at www.elcajonrec.org. Check it out. There's a bunch of different videos you guys can see. If science isn't your thing, there's also a lot of different types of videos you guys can check out to entertain yourselves while you guys are home. So thank you guys for stopping by for Science Saturdays. I appreciate it. It's been awesome. Remember, challenge your family and friends, and we'll hopefully see you guys here next time.